Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Wednesday, September 6th, 2023 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is Hocus Pocus, I evolve my focus. So today we have the Sun and Mercury in a conjunction, Mercury retrograde, and this conjunction is meeting at 13 degrees. Now 13 degrees is our Uranus degree. Uranus energy is the revolution, evolution. It is the breakdown, breakthrough. And we as humans can get ourselves quite stuck. We can be quite stubborn. Just like a lot of things in the universe, we get set in our ways. And just like a stuck jar, Uranus does a little jimmying. It helps us get unstuck. Unfortunately, the unstuckness can feel a lot like a breakdown a lot of times. So, this energy, it's a little interesting. It's a little breakdown. It's a little breakthrough. However, hocus pocus, evolve your focus. Yes. So, we as humans, speaking of being stuck, hopefully you saw yesterday's scope, our mind can get stuck in these patterns. Today is such a great day to check in multiple times and notice where and what your dominant thought set is. What are you thinking about most in a day? How much energy are you giving this thing that you're thinking about? And what kind of energy are you giving it? And does it need it, deserve it? Is this serving you? Is this growing you? Is this empowering you? And if this is not something that you want to be creating with what you are thinking, this is a good day to activate your own personal evolution, revolution, breakthrough. Now, you may have to face some breakdown even in yourself. I get so frustrated when I find myself creating horrible scenarios in my mind. I feel like I'm finally utilizing my Mercury in Scorpio in the best way possible. After so many years of fighting that trauma, I am finally transforming and empowering on the biggest and best levels, my thinking. Still have a ways to go. But I think that this is a group effort right now, today, with the Sun and Mercury retrograde in Virgo. And Virgo, the beauty of Virgo is that it has focus. So if there is a day where you want to pull your focus to help shift these repeating, replaying energies that really, like, is it deserving? Is it worthy of your attention? It's up to you to decide and shift if need be. Now, I will also remind you that the universe is kind of like a vacuum. So when we try to clear something, usually we need to fill something in. So don't just think you can be like, no, I don't want to think that anymore, and leave it there. Because I've tried that a lot of times. That doesn't work. Repeating with what you would like to fill the energy with, and having patience with the record player in your head will be a big part of this process, a big part of this ultimate breakthrough. Now, Mercury's still in its retrograde, but it's gonna come back around. It'll meet up with the Sun. Again, I don't think it's gonna meet up until Libra season, but it will be meeting up again. We'll be like, oh yeah, much more balanced now. But today is this day where you can make forward strides with it. Now, what is interesting today, beyond that Sun and Mercury energy, which is probably also going to give you some really interesting thoughts on top of the Uranus energy, might keep you awake, may make sleeping a little bit challenging, but we have the Sun and the Moon squaring. And so you may find yourself at odds with what to think, how to think, etc. Gemini is so in the moment. Gemini's like, oh, look at that shiny thing. Oh, look at that shiny thing. And Gemini, being a Gemini rising is one of the most interesting things, I feel like, because I Tarzan at the speed of light from thought to thought, It's so fast. My mouth can't keep up. So when I talk fast, please understand I'm trying to keep up with the thoughts that are channeling through. So the moon is bringing the attention to the moment. Right there, okay? Then we have the sun. The sun in Virgo. It is focused on what it thinks it knows. Now this is interesting because some of what you know is beautiful, ingrained, foundational, important. And some of what you know has probably been ingrained by energies that didn't have your best interest at heart. So, with some of this, we want to know when to be like, oh, that's a nice shiny, and turn back to the focus, and where the shiny is like, oh, there is something here for me. Let's be fair. There's always something here for us, even if it's a reminder to come back to the present moment, right? There's always something here for us. But watch that energy. Now, on top of all this, communication may get challenging in this energy with all of the Mercury energy. Your brain is going to know what it thinks it wants to say, but getting your mouth to say what your brain wants to say, who even knows what I'm saying during this whole thing? I know what I'm trying to say. I don't know if I'm saying it because my mouth has been very uncooperative today. You may find that happening today, especially as the moon and Mercury are also having a little clash. So, yeah, your mouth and your mind are not melded today, and that's okay. It happens. We'll make sense another day. But this is a beautiful day to do some internal work. Now, a beautiful connection that I love is the moon and Venus connecting today. And with that, Lilith. Lilith is hanging around Venus again, helping light up that yin power. But as the moon feeds into Venus, this holds space for the energy that you would like to reprogram, so to speak. The love, the creativity, the joy, the passion, that heart energy. So that is a beautiful energy. When you feel that you are shifting something out, that is a beautiful place where you can shift something in. Now, the cards today are very interesting and very Gemini and Virgo. We have going with the flow and intensity. So we're going to be in the flow, and there's going to be moments of intensity in those. That might be some of that breakdown, breakthrough. Again, remember the breakdown is often, because of our own stuckness, a prerequisite for the breakthrough. So just keep that in mind. I love the traveling card. The traveling card to me says that we are going to be leaving behind some baggage and moving towards the light. This is a beautiful card. I love when we get to get rid of the junk that we don't want to carry forward with us anymore. The awareness card is kind of like that too. We're peeling through layers. So through this focus, I think you're going to see like, oh my gosh, wow, how much energy have I been feeding this and creating this? It's anything that you feed grows bigger. What are you feeding? And sometimes we do it in the name of awareness, but at some point, it's like, enough, right? The laziness card is a beautiful card. It's the 9 of Cups. It's the wishes fulfilled card. And that to me is like, hey, what dreams and what wishes can you also put more energy in? Not in a wistful way of like, oh, I wish that would happen, but it never happens for me. But like, yeah, well, what could I do to feed into the momentum to work my way into this? And the laziness energy is also beautiful because it's daydream. It's not like, yes, I'm going to build the house. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to align with my perfect house kind of energy. And I know that might seem a little pie in the sky, but pie in the sky has its place. Keep that in mind through this energy. So I'm going to leave that here for today. You can book a reading with me. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. And besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power. And remember who you are. Namaste.